A few years ago, I granted an interview with a newspaper in Singapore. The young female reporter was on time and the interview got underway immediately. We sat in the lobby of a luxurious hotel, sipping coffee and discussing the purpose of my visit to Singapore. I was to share the platform with Zig Ziglar. He was speaking on motivation, and I was speaking on the secrets of the rich. Hope you're all having a great day. I have a Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We have already completed chapter 5. We're up to chapter 6, which is a really exciting chapter. Learn to work, don't work for, work to learn, don't work for money. So I'm looking forward to reading that one for you. I'm looking forward to motivating you and giving you perhaps some ideas with my commentary on what you can do to start implementing some of the things from this book. So let's get into it. It is Friday. I'm sure you have lots of things you want to do before the weekend to feel like you've achieved a big step towards your goals this week. So let's get into it. Here we are, lesson 6, work to learn, don't work for money. It's a bit of a tongue twister, that one. Here we go. Job security meant everything to my educated dad. Learning meant everything to my rich dad. A few years ago, I granted an interview with a newspaper in Singapore. The young female reporter was on time and the interview got underway immediately. We sat in the lobby of a luxurious hotel, sipping coffee and discussing the purpose of my visit to Singapore. I was to share the platform with Zig Ziglar. He was speaking on motivation, and I was speaking on the secrets of the rich. Someday, I would like to be a best-selling author like you, she said. I had seen some of the articles she had written for the paper, and I was impressed. She had a tough, clear style of writing. Her articles held the reader's interest. You have a great style, I said in reply. What holds you back from achieving your dream? My work does not seem to go anywhere, she said quietly. Everyone says that my novels are excellent, but nothing happens. So I keep my job with the paper. At least it pays the bills. Do you have any suggestions? Yes, I do, I said brightly. A friend of mine here in Singapore runs a school that trains people to sell. He runs sales training courses for many of the top corporations here in Singapore, and I think attending one of his courses would greatly enhance your career. She stiffened. Are you saying I should go to school to learn to sell? I nodded. You aren't serious, are you? Again, I nodded. What is wrong with that? I was now backpedaling. She was offended by something, and now I was wishing I had not said anything. In my attempt to be helpful, I found myself defending my suggestion. The reporter said to me, I have a master's degree in English literature. Why would I go to school to learn to be a salesperson? I am a professional. I went to school to be trained in a profession so I would not have to be a salesperson. I hate salespeople. All they want is money. So tell me, why should I study sales? She was packing a briefcase. The interview was over. This is a fascinating look at how our mindset is going to be controlling us and what we can do to be able to get past that. Oh, I love it. On the coffee table sat a copy of an earlier best-selling book I wrote. I picked it up as well as the notes she had jotted down on a legal pad. Do you see this? I said, pointing to her notes. She looked down at the notes. What? She said, confused. Again, I point deliberately to her notes. On her pad, she had written, Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author. It says best-selling author, not best-writing author, I said quietly. Her eyes widened. I'm a terrible writer, I said. You are a great writer. I went to sales school. You have a master's degree. Put them together and you get a best-selling author and a best-writing author. Anger flared in her eyes. I'll never stoop so low as to learn how to sell. People like you have no business writing. I'm a professionally trained writer and you are a salesman. It's not fair, she fumed. She put the rest of her notes away and hurried out through the large glass doors into the humid Singapore morning. At least she gave me a fair and favorable write-up the next morning. The world is filled with smart, talented, educated, and gifted people. We meet them every day. They are all around us. So it is absolutely true that we never stop learning. I once said that the day that I stop learning is going to be the day that I die, because we will continue to learn every single day until the day we die. Sure, we will repeat things, and sometimes we'll make the same mistakes, or sometimes we'll make a new mistake, but we are always going to be learning every single moment of our lives. We are reacting to everything that we've experienced previously. We are reacting to everything that we have seen and heard and done before. And we are learning from each of those different things. So we have to be open to the idea of continual learning, because let's say that you are at a certain point right now, and let's call it $50,000 in income. If you don't keep learning, you're going to stay at that $50,000 income, because in order to be able to progress to a next level, you have to learn the next level. If you are in primary school and you're in year one, until you complete year one, you're not going to have the skills and the knowledge to be able to complete year two. Until you have completed year two, you're not going to have the skills and knowledge to be able to do year three. And we think that that finishes when we finish university, but it continues. If you want to be able to progress in your career, you have to learn new things. In order to be able to progress in your investing, you have to learn new things. There is always new learning that needs to happen. And so if you are missing a skill, you can either learn that skill or you can hire somebody else. But even if you hire somebody else, you need to have a basic knowledge of that skill to be able to make sure that they are not pulling the wool over your eyes and stealing your money or taking you for a ride. So it is extremely important to keep learning always. A few days ago, my car was not running well. I pulled into a garage and the young mechanic had it fixed in just a few minutes. He knew it was wrong by simply listening to the engine. I was amazed. I'm constantly shocked at how little talented people earn. I have met brilliant, highly educated people who earn less than $20,000 a year. A business consultant who specializes in the medical trade was telling me how many doctors, dentists, and chiropractors struggle financially. All this time, I thought that when they graduated, the dollars would pour in. It was this business consultant who gave me the phrase, they are all one skill away from great wealth. One extra skill will increase your wealth. Another skill will increase your wealth. What this phrase means is that most people need only to learn and master one more skill, and their income would jump exponentially. I have mentioned before that financial intelligence is a synergy of accounting, investing, marketing, and law. Combine these four technical skills, and making money with money is easier than most people would believe. When it comes to money and only skill, most people know is to work hard. And it is so important to realize that we have these skills, and the more we have these skills, the more we can use them. And we need to get past our belief and our stubbornness that we already have the skill. Very often we will think that we have already read that book, or we have learned that skill, or we have done that course. But if we are not getting the results, we might need to go back and relearn it, restudy it, talk to somebody who knows it even better. We need to implement. Very often we forget to implement. So we've read the book, we've studied the course, but then we don't implement it in real life. The classic example of a synergy of skills was that young writer for the newspaper. If she diligently learned the skills of sales and marketing, her income would jump dramatically. If I were her, I would take some courses in advertising, copywriting, as well as sales. Then instead of working at the newspaper, I would seek a job at an advertising agency. Even if it were a cut in pay, she would learn how to communicate in shortcuts that are used in successful advertising. She also would spend time learning public relations, an important skill. She would learn how to get millions in free publicity. Then at night and on weekends, she would be writing her great novel. When it was finished, she would be better able to sell her book. Then in a short while, she could be a best-selling author. When I came out with my first book, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, a publisher suggested I change the title to The Economics of Education. I told the publisher that with a title like that, I would sell 2 books, one to my family and one to my best friend. The problem is that they would expect it for free. The obnoxious title, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, was chosen because we knew it would get tons of publicity. I am pro-education and believe in education reform. If I were not pro-education, why would I continue to press for changes on our antiquated educational system? So I chose a title that would get me on more TV and radio shows simply because I was willing to be controversial. Many people thought I was a fruitcake, but the book sold and sold. So we will leave it at that one for today. The importance of continuing to learn and to use those new skills to be able to implement the new things that will get you to the new level. Very, very important. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you would like to catch up on any of the chapters that I have read that you haven't seen yet, then feel free to go to YouTube. You'll be able to find them at the Passive Cash Flow Club, which is our YouTube channel, and you can watch previous episodes, previous readings, and there are also some new videos coming up, which is really exciting. From there, if you'd like to know more about cash flow and the other things that Robert Kiyosaki talks about and does, then you can go to Instagram and follow me and send me a direct message, ask me questions. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'd love to get to know more of you in a more personal way. So you can do that at Instagram at business_team_6_official. And you can find me there, send me a message. And if you mention cash flow, I will make sure that my VA, my virtual assistant, will send you the information on how you can join cash flow, which is a great game. And we've also, Mladen, who's online on Zoom with me at the moment, he and I have created a version which is online and which is more realistic. And yesterday we were discussing some extremely exciting new things and ideas, but it is already more realistic and will give you greater insight to help you take that step either to go from not investing to really investing. So it's the same as this lady in this chapter who didn't have a skill necessary to be able to reach that next level. This will give you the skill to reach the next level. Or if you are already investing, give you some of those skills that you need in order to be able to invest even better than you currently are. So I am looking forward to seeing you in either of those places. Have an amazing day today. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again on Monday, and go out and work on those goals today so that you achieve the things that you deserve to achieve